What's up, everybody? Final over in Houston. It's 24-9 Panthers over the Houston Texans. I'm Ivan Vargas. Welcome to the Thursday Night Football Show post game. Marco, man, that was a close game for a little while, and then the Texans defense they were showing some fight, but eventually you saw the talent kind of overcome the Houston Texans and the lack of talent that they have on offense. And I feel like, you got to give the kid Davis Mills credit. He was under fire all night. He was taking shot after shot. Headshots. Like, he was taking big shots delivered by the Carolina Panthers. And that's something that, you got to you got to consider going into the rest of the games in the season is how many times you want to get your future quarterback, hit like that. But Davis Mills, give him credit. He hung in there. He wasn't doing anything, magnificent. It was just steady for a rookie. Let me pull up his stats here. His stats were 19 to 28, 168 and a touchdown. Honestly, that's all I would ask for. That's all you can ask for out of a rookie. I feel like that's a good performance from a rookie quarterback on a bad offensive team.
Yes, absolutely. And you pretty much touched on it. What more can you ask of him being put in this situation? After week 2, your quarterback goes out, and you're pretty much given the keys to to the Houston Texans offense. And for this being his first start, you got to give the kid credit. I mean, definitely, I think for a good half of the game, for half of the game, he kept them in it. I think he did, a solid job for the Houston Texans, but eventually, as the game progressed in the second half, you kind of got, you got hit with reality of who, that Carolina Panther defense is. And, he just, ultimately that was the end of the game right there.
Yeah, and it's just, like I said, a straight up onslaught by the Carolina Panthers defense. It's just that the Houston offensive line just seemed to be just clueless. Like, they had no answer for Carolina. They had no, there was no run game. The run game was obsolete. There's virtually, I think Mark Ingram had 6 carries for like 6 yards. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a weird, hey, nice, Hitler's here. It was just like a weird type of, it's a weird type of a game plan. It's like you had no time of possession. You couldn't get anything going on the ground. You wanted to throw, but your rookie quarterback, he can only do so much. You only have so much talent on that Houston team.
Absolutely. And at this point, depending on the severity, Tyrod Taylor's injury, there's an offense that he's going to have to get acclimated with as far as, connecting with these receivers, that he has on each side. And pretty much, at this point, it's a good start for his career. So, even though, obviously took a loss, I think it's a good start, as far as, staying in the game, getting, reading, defenses, just getting acclimated with the Houston Texans offense.
Yeah, and going over on the other side, honestly, Davis Mills is the only bright spot for the Houston Texans in my eyes. You could give that defense some credit. They had some fight, but if you're looking at something big picture, I guess, Davis Mills is the bright spot for the Houston Texans tonight. On the other side, they have a lot to be happy about. 3-0 for the first time since 2015. The Carolina Panthers are hot, dude. They are on fire. They have a quarterback who's just steady as he goes. Another 300-yard game. Got 304 yards, no touchdowns, also no picks. But he was, somewhat efficient, 23 of 34. He did what he had to do. They took the big play when they had it. Chuba Hubbard, 11 carries, 52 yards on 4.7 average. And the big news for the Carolina Panthers, Christian McCaffrey is down, and it looked like he went down with a hamstring injury. I think that's what they reported. We'll see what happens with him. Chuba Hubbard did a decent job. 62 yards, just kind of paced it. He had a couple catches, I believe, out of the backfield as well. Yeah, 3 for 27 yards for receiving. Sam Darnold's my player of the game for the Carolina Panthers. I know that defense is swarming, but you have a bad team in Houston. You have a rookie quarterback. You know he's going to make some mistakes. He didn't really make much mistakes, but he almost had a fumble there at the end. I say it's Sam Darnold, man. He just continues to be steady. He looks better than he was in New York. They put playmakers around him. They have a defense for him. I think we're going to see the best Sam Darnold, in the NFL we've seen so far.
Absolutely, and like you really get to see who the Jets thought they drafted in Sam Darnold, and like he's really, I think I think you put him in a situation where he's really going to blossom, and I mean, so they played unfortunately a really bad team, and I think one of the clear connections that we saw tonight was Sam Darnold and DJ Moore. I feel like that connection was definitely pretty solid for that offense. So it was unfortunately Christian McCaffrey went out with that hamstring injury, and it took him a while just to even get a first down. After he went down, it's I believe they got one first down going to the third quarter, and it was just you kind of had to take a deep breath and say, oh, well, what does this mean for that Panthers offense? But no, I think they definitely overcame a bad situation. So I mean, good showing by Sam Darnold for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, it was very close, 7-6 forever, and then all of a sudden, just like I said, the talent just kind of overcame the lack thereof in Houston. Marco, man, I'm tired. I'm gonna wrap things up. I know you got to go ahead and get to bed as well. It was a good game for the Carolina Panthers. It was a close game. I thought it was gonna, I thought the Texans were gonna make it interesting, but you just saw the gap. You just saw
Yeah.
how they separate. Oh well, let's stick around for a second. I know Luke wants to say something. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Sorry, bro. I was in the other room. I didn't hear my phone.
No, it's all right. We're wrapping things up. But if you wanna put your 2 cents in before we go ahead and head to bed, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it was pretty much exactly what we talked about. What everybody kind of thought it was going to happen. I think it could have been a little bit higher on the Panther side if Darnold doesn't put the ball on the ground 2 times. I liked what I saw from Sam Darnold. He actually had a really nice pass
He did turn over the ball twice. I forgot about that. He did put it on the ground.
Yeah, so I mean, he had a really nice ball to one of the tight ends I spoke about, at the beginning of the season, or during that first games we did. Your boy out of Notre Dame, that Tommy Trimble. So he had a nice pass down the sideline to him for about 30 yards. So if they could get that going, I mean, obviously it's going to be a huge loss without McCaffrey. It's going to be now it's like everybody's got to step up now because that's a huge loss. Don't know how long he's going to be out. It's a hamstring, so they're going to have their work cut out for him on offense. But in hindsight, I mean, if Tampa Bay goes to LA and loses, Carolina's leading the division.
Yeah, and it's going to be like we'll see what happens with Christian McCaffrey. I feel like when I was talking to Marco about this, Sam Darnold has just been the guy for me. He's been leading the way for the Carolina Panthers. I know that defense is on fire, but if you don't have Sam Darnold, I know he put the ball on the ground today, but if you don't have him, where are these Carolina Panthers? You think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be, have them humming like this? I feel like their offense it just leaps and bounds better than last year. I feel like it's crisp. The guys know where they need to be. There's trust in the quarterback. Offensive line still, obviously you don't want anybody to get to Sam Darnold, but it's you look at the Carolina Panthers and you're like, oh wow, this team looks like it can be consistent week in and week out with a guy under center who's able to just keep the ship steady and control what he's able to control.
Yeah, you have anything, Marco? I was gonna say I'll let you go first.
No, I mean I agree with all with that with that comment, or with those comments as far as the Carolina Panthers are concerned. I mean, we definitely touched, pregame, as far as Sam Darnold being the guy and just showing, flashes of brilliance over there with that offense. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a little exciting, watching this Panthers team, how they unfold this season. I mean, they're in a tough division. We'll see if Sam Darnold is, definitely keeps the motors going and, I mean, he knows who he has to go up against, as far as, in his within their division. So I think it's going to be an exciting season for the Panthers. See what how they develop over time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's almost crazy to think about. But if McCaffrey's going to continue to do this, how long do you keep him? I mean, I understand the guy's great, but if he can't stay on the field, when do you cut your losses? So that's going to be something, man. Like, I feel bad for the guy out last season. Then he comes back here 3 games, boom, and he never really shined in these first 3 games. I mean, he had glimpses, but didn't put up any numbers like he normally has. And then tonight he goes out with the hammy. So it's crazy. I mean, it's now they're gonna have to go pass heavy, which it seems like Carolina's receivers. And I mean, it's up and down the board. Like there's like 5 or 6 of them. It was like Harris, it was Trimble, it was Arnold, it was Anderson, it was the DJ Moore. It's just like they have a lot of people out there catching balls. So that's the one other good thing about Sam Darnold. He's not just queuing in on one guy and trying to make the guy, kind of like what we saw from Houston, where the guy was trying to go to Cooks almost every single time exclusively. So Darnold, I think Darnold came out on top of this situation because it doesn't look like Zach Wilson's doing too much better up in New York. So it looks like they're on the right track, man. It's just gonna, like I said, the McCaffrey thing, I think it's gonna throw a wrench kind of in their future. But if Darnold can that's the thing he's gonna have to shore up is not turning the ball over. But if he can shore that up, Carolina should be fine.
Yeah, and before we wrap things, I felt like Davis Mills did great. Honestly, he was going to Brandon Cooks, but you want, as a young guy, go to your best target. You know what I mean?
Right.
And obviously, that was Brandon Cooks. You mentioned that in the pregame. I just felt, with what he had, he did the most he could. Like, I don't think the kid did bad at all. I don't think he did bad whatsoever. That offensive line is trash. You have we talked about a running back by committee. We need, what about one running back?
Right.
How about one?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, we'll start with one, get one guy going. And maybe you have something brewing. Maybe it's a closer game throughout if you have some type of threat on the ground. Otherwise, they were just getting ready to tee off on his ass. You have no ground game. You have no protection for your quarterback. Davis Mills is in for it. I like the kid. I hope Houston doesn't ruin him. But it's not that great of an organization so far. But anyway, guys, I'm exhausted. I know you guys are tired too. We're going to get out of here. This has been the Thursday Night Football Show on SportsZone Chicago. We'll see you on Sunday, right? Sunday?
Yep, Sunday works out.
All right, guys. And we'll see you on Sunday. Peace.
All right.